It's time for us to talk, and joining us on our table this afternoon is an intimate journalist. He's always on Twitter, posting, doing a lot of stuff on there, and his name is Olele Salvador. Wanted to ask you, now you goalkeeper.
Guys, thanks for having me. It's
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you so
So
much.
this afternoon, we just want to talk about still pushing Ghanaian music. We've had conversations with Small God. We've talked to Alodia. A number of people who've been promoting GH music outside. And they've been talking about the fact that we need to get the right plugs in the right places to be able to push our music. I researched and I found out that the reason why we had Black Sharif's song being played at the NBA was because there was an African who is a DJ for one of the teams called DJ Poison Ivy.
Yes.
She's been doing that. So
For the Mavericks, I think.
Yeah, for the Mavericks. And so if you have someone like that there, no, definitely she'll be able to push that.
Right.
Denta has been doing that for a while. Alodia Dems have been doing the promotion, in the UK and other things. How do you think that we can do this more? We know we've been doing this from the past, trying to push people doing promotions in the US, the UK, but they still feel that we need the connections. And I never want to bring in our Nigerian brothers and sisters, but that is always the truth.
Well,
Davido has mentioned that.
You can't do away with them. I mean, they've become our yardstick, regardless of however we want to look at it. Because they are our immediate neighbors who are doing something right. So it's only fair that we look to them to learn from them. Because once upon a time, they would come to Ghana to get a hit song.
Yeah.
And they would come to Ghana. I mean, I don't want to go back to the Fela history, but we've seen traces of that happening over and over again where they came to Ghana to learn how to put together a hit song. Took it back to Nigeria, custom made it, and now they have like a blueprint to work with. And now we are left behind. So there's this Ghanaian culture of starting something and not being able to finish or hold on to it.
Maintenance.
Maintenance. I mean, even if you look at our government policies and whatnot, it's like it's spread across. So as for that, I'm not too sure how we can fix it. Maybe we'd have to look within, and then turn around. But in terms of having people in the room, I think we do have people in the room, but some of them, having spoken to some of them, looks like they have been betrayed.
Oh,
Okay.
The issue is about betrayal, because you could lead someone into a particular room, and the next thing you know, that same person is biting your hand.
Yeah.
So that fear of, so we don't, the thing is, we don't have unity. We are not united, in those places. And the fear of, if I put a Ghanaian here, what next is going to happen? Would he open the door for others to come through? Or he would hold on to the door? What we normally talk about gatekeeping here, the gatekeeping culture.
Yeah.
It's not like that in Nigeria. Even if it exists, it's not as bad as it is
In Ghana.
here. Interestingly, the record label that signed Stonebwoy,
Def Jam.
Def Jam. The Def Jam conversation had been going on for time, because the United Kingdom wing of Def Jam, which is 0207, is actually headed by two Ghanaians. Alec and Alex, they are twins.
yeah. I met them at the launch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see, and these are Ghanaians heading a wing like that, and they've been discussing or been trying to get Stonebwoy for time. You get it. Now, we don't know the nitty-gritty of what happened before they got it, but it should let you know that there are people having conversations with such people in the room.
Yeah.
You get me? So it's how we as Ghanaians, we take advantage of it, do well, open the door for others to come in. It's as simple as that.
The unity bit has always come up. I
Yeah.
remember Christina Kamel was here.
Exactly.
And she talked about it that since she came in, she's been talking to some Ghanaian acts, and the understanding from them, everybody wants to do, I'm focusing on myself.
Right.
I want to do this alone, and that is not going to help. Let's flip it to our brothers and sisters from Nigeria. You mentioned that they must be doing something right that we are not doing.
Right.
What do you think are some of the things?
This is my personal view, right? I think they've learned very well from their predecessors.
Okay.
The Two Faces, the Dibanji, and stuff like that. They left proper footprints for the youngins to follow. They saw the success of these ones when they were in their prime. And they also want to have their names in those places, in those records.
Okay.
For example, today we celebrate how Afrobeats, is taking over the world and everything. Thanks to two people, I would personally say, Davido and Wizkid. When Davido entered the room and had some collaborations with some of these big stars. Wizkid had his biggest collaboration with Drake. But before that, it was Chris Brown. Now, if anybody will remember, Chris Brown and Wizkid did a song called Azonto.
Yeah.
That song was inspired from Ghana's Azonto.
Azonto.
Yes.
Do you get it? Now, Chris Brown and Chris Brown went on the show, I think it was a Bow Wow show. I've forgotten the name of the show, where he said that he learned the sound from Nigeria.
Yeah, I remember that.
So
That's what
angry.
furious.
So you got it.
Yeah.
So it comes back to the narrative. Nigerians know how to sell the narrative and make it
And
believable
own it.
and own it.
Yeah.
Do you get it? We tend to, yene de buy, yene hit. But we don't tell the story very well. We don't get to, like, recently I saw a Billboard article about the Afrobeats genre getting to the world's attention thanks to Beyonce.
Yeah,
And I was pissed.
I saw that.
I was pissed because I was like, no, it has to change. And frankly, I was disappointed because it was written by an African. Do you see? It's because we don't take charge of our narrative. The Nigerians, you should see the Nigerian mentions on that particular tweet.
Yeah.
It was crazy. They had to edit it because they put Beyonce there as the flagship, owner of putting Afrobeats to the world. But that's not true. If there's anybody who needs to deserve credit for that, it's Chris Brown and Drake.
Yeah.
But they give it to Beyonce because they hype and stuff like that. So it always comes back to the narrative. What kind of stories are we selling? What kind of stories are we telling the world? How are we able to translate their attention into something that would have the world come to us? We keep saying Ghana to the world, Ghana to the world. How far to the world are we going? And what are the plans we have put together to make sure that when we get to the world, it comes back to us and doesn't go to other places? So it's all about narrative.
I could agree with you that we ourselves, we don't have, the people who have written it down, or you can't pinpoint one person that started, the Afrobeat thing, although we may say that, they came to learn it. Okay, Fela came here to learn what?
Yeah.
We do not have all of that. But then when you go to Nigeria, Fela's shrine there, it's got all of that there.
And funny enough, our Afrobeats that we celebrate today in the world, it's not even Fela's Afrobeats. It's the Afrobeats that DJ Abranti, a Ghanaian.
True. Those times he was the only person musician in the UK.
He came with Afrobeats, which basically meant sounds from Africa.
Yeah.
Okay, so he coined Afrobeats and he started that movement.
Yeah.
But when you talk about Afrobeats today, it doesn't come to Ghana.
Nigeria.
It goes to Nigeria. So it's the narrative. How are we taking charge of the narrative? And when we become leaders in certain developments, how do we own it so much so that anybody comes around and wouldn't tend to just pluck something out of it and create something else and have that attention? And that's what's going on today. I heard you guys talking about Kamido. It's great, it's fantastic, but how can we alienate them away from the whole Nigeria attention and push
You're
that
smiling.
agenda?
Let's say smiling.
In that particular interview, I was pissed about a question asked and how Kamido answered it. Are you Ghanaian or Nigerian? do you hear that you're Nigerian? So it just brings out automatically we're just trying to be just like them.
Kwame
And what was his reply?
What did he say? Maybe it wasn't too convincing for me. Well, he said that he's 100% Ghanaian, but people say that his sound and all of those kind of things.
If you can't beat them, join them. That kind of thing. Maybe that's what he's trying to do.
To be honest with you, and I say this without care whatsoever, our artists have had to change their style or adopt the Nigerian style, the Nigerian sound. Kwame Eugene dropped Takeaway.
Takeaway.
Did you hear the comments that were coming out of it?
Yeah.
It sounded like, it sounds like finesse. It sounds like this.
Yeah.
And I was so pissed. Because you see, if you talk about interpolation in music, Kwame Eugene is one of the few talents in the game who can do it.
True.
The Nigerians have been interpolating for time. What is interpolation? You just get a record that sounds familiar,
A couple of things.
and then put it in your record so that it creates the nostalgic effect.
Yeah.
So if growing up we were listening to Ofroya Pansa, Kwame Eugene can take a sound from Ofroya Pansa, recreate it into his sound, and it's giving you both Ofroya Pansa and Kwame Eugene. So the song will never die. True. That is what Nigerians are doing. You get it? So you have someone like Kwame Eugene who understands, or at least understands what he's doing. He puts a record out there, and the first thing you hear is, I don't know, you're copying Nigeria for style.
But don't you think
Don't you think that in instances like that, it looks like Ghanaian artists who are trying to hop on that are losing their originality? Because it is something that, you know, the OGs, when it comes to music, have been complaining about.
Right.
That there's no originality in today artists of Ghana. They are doing their best to sound Nigerian.
The truth is, I can agree with that, but the truth is, there is no song that is pretty much original, especially in our current dispensation. If you look at the songs that Drake and the rest have dropped, people have actually dropped samples
True.
of the records that were dropped in the 60s. You know, maybe we couldn't wait for 100 years to come by before we
Right.
we interpolated it. We added it in 10 times. Fast.
When someone drops it, you just hear the sound, you get into the studio, you do your...
Yeah, so I think it's something that exists, and we can't really run away from that.
Right.
My issue is, how well are we doing it to preserve the Ghanaian sound? You know, how, I mean, I would definitely go back to Shatawale's State of the Industry address, where he talked about, you know, the high life, you know, bits where we need to have and all that whole conversation that came out of it and everything. Long and short of, how are we preserving the Ghanaian sound? That's it.
How are we doing
How
that?
are we doing that? That's the question we all need to ask ourselves. When we hear Kwame Eugene, we hear Kamido and everything, can we still hear some high life elements in there? You
You
know?
say, yeah,
And even the high life, the high life, Nigerians feel like they brought high life.
They want to own everything. And I love my Nigerians, I love them, but they know that when we have this conversation, even they respect us.
Yeah.
They tell us that, look, you guys, you had everything to
We
make
keep
it work.
it.
We are aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this strategy seems to be working.
Yes.
Exactly.
Now we have Kamido. I mean, maybe it's only Kweku the Traveler.
Yeah.
That didn't sound so
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that, but it's been working. Sugar Cane, Kelvin Boy,
Down Flat,
Oh, yeah,
you know, all of
Kelvin
those
Boy.
things. So are you gonna say that, yo, they should continue like that? Because
You know, with Kelvin Boys Down Flats, we didn't hear his what do you call it, signature.
Yeah.
You realize he didn't do
yeah,
that.
and it was just last week we spoke to
the producer.
Cool Boy Vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he joined us
Boy
and we
Vibes,
talked about that. And I was saying that, it was just vibes.
Eli. Look, music has become more of strategy than just putting together lyrics and content. Your lyrics and content could be great, but if you're not careful, you'll be seated right here and you won't go anywhere. When Kamido dropped Sugarcane and the announcement went out for the remix, a lot of guys was like, oh, the song doesn't need a remix.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah, I
need
was
a
part of
remix."
them.
But you see, there is a business to this music thing. That's what people, it's a music business. When we come to understand that there's a business side to the music, we won't just focus about creating a sound. We focus on how do we plug these sounds into these areas, you know, starting from our neighboring countries and going abroad. Last time, a good friend of mine, Beat Menace, Kofi, was telling us that in Cote d'Ivoire and the Francophone countries, the last hit song they know is a song from VIP, Kawum.
Hey.
Yes.
Wow.
So how are we activating these records outside the borders of Ghana, starting from, you know, our neighboring countries in West Africa? I heard you guys talking about the Headies and, you know, the nominations that had come out as a result of the best West African artists.
yeah.
You see who's in there?
Yeah.
Angelique Kidjo.
Yeah.
Alodia mentioned that even when you go to the UK and are together and they say that they're organizing a concert, 95% or 99% of them are Ghanaians only.
Yeah.
So there's a lot we need to do, and to be honest, we don't have all the answers. But I think if we come together as a unit and we work together, it includes, you know, writers, journalists, you know, media personalities, producers. Look, the rot in our industry is so crazy that when you start hearing some of these things, you realize that we have a long way to go. Because artists don't even know what a split sheet is.
Yeah.
They don't know what it means to, you know, sign or have what you call it. What's the word for that? You know, when you do a song with someone, there was a unique identifier or a unique code that you send to the artist. Where I've forgotten the name. They don't even know what that is. You know, and you wonder, yeah, you know, because some of the things, I have a good song, I put it there.
Yeah.
And
That's it.
Yeah.
No,
Everybody's going to jam to it.
it's
And
not going to work.
December will come. You play all the concerts,
Yeah.
and you know you're done. You're done with that.
I mean, with all that you've mentioned, money keeps on coming up. Maybe because we don't have money.
I believe strongly that that is a very
Yes,
big problem
maybe
for us
because we
as
don't
an
have
industry.
investors.
We don't have
Yes, we don't have
monies
money.
coming through.
Yeah.
And I would make reference to the Nigerians that you have the allergies,
Yes,
you
your
know,
toddlers
the
and all
chiefs,
that.
the top guns pushing money
Yeah, to make it work.
to make it work. But this side, you know, you go to an investor, Charlie, you know, all of those things.
Let's move on. Ladies, take yourself as an investor, right? An artist comes to you. You're definitely looking out for something that would want you to put your money in.
Yeah.
Because talent is not enough.
Exactly.
You know, and we've seen countless stories
business.
where investors have put money in an artist
Yeah.
and
They
It
didn't
didn't
get-
go
yeah.
well.
you get me. So like the rot is too much. Like
So
we
we
need
should
to
change our attitude.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
the first
we
thing.
should.
You know, change our attitude. Let our investors know that look, we are serious and have a plan. Because you have an artist, you speak to an artist, Charlie, what is your plan? Or you speak to, you interview an artist, you ask him, you did this album. What was going through your mind? Why did you do this album? What are the stages of your development?
I had
And
a
he's
lot of
lost.
songs in the studio, and you know, I
He's
had
just
to put them
lost.
I have
together.
about 70 songs, and I just, you know.
You ask an artist, why did you choose this song and that song? Why did you choose 13 songs instead of 10 songs? And he doesn't know why. Granted, some artists are left to do the creative
Yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah. True.
But you need to have people who would help represent your brand. That way, when you go before an investor and you ask for money, you don't know, okay, if I put my money in $100,000, by 2 years, I'm getting this money back. That is how the labels actually work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how they work.
The labels come to you, they see your numbers on the streams, they're like, okay, on your own, you've been able to acquire 1 million streams. So you need a little push. So
Yeah.
we'll give you $500,000.
Yeah.
In 2 years, we'll get more and you get your cash. That's how the labels move. You know, so if you really want to attract investors and stuff like that, hey, you got work to do.
Okay, so you're welcome. I mean, you're still watching us though. It's been quite insightful.
Very
Yeah,
educative,
yeah.
yeah.
We're talking to Olele today. You joined us so we can discuss how we can push your music, and we cannot talk about promoting Ghanaian music outside that without mentioning this lady's name, Denta.
Denta, yeah.
And in a video that's circulating on social media, saying that she is planning on, or she's working towards getting into the Grammy Academy to be able to push GH music more. That's a good step.
I think it's fantastic news.
Yeah.
We already know Rocky Darwin is in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Stoneboy also announced that he was
Yeah, I think for last year's
last
one,
year.
yeah,
Yes, I don't know if he's been.
he's still in there.
Yeah, but I mean, we've seen what Denta has done.
Yeah.
So that's why it's exciting news.
Yeah.
He-
All right, the way she just held, what was the name of that part to start there?
what do you call it?
Money.
She was Shaggy and then one other person.
Yeah, it's Money
Was
Bag,
it Money
some
Bag
huge
or
guy like
something?
that, yeah.
Look, I love how Denta moves. You know, Denta rarely talks. But when she talks, she knows what she's talking about. And that's what I love about her. like, we have people who talk, but no
Nothing
action.
happens.
You get me? So I was excited when I saw the video, and it was believable. You know, that indeed, given the opportunity, you know, she would want to push more artists in there. Because I was heartbroken when, you know, she said that the project manager didn't know about.
Know about. True.
That tells you the kind of landscape music is.
heartbreaking.
You
Very
know,
heartbreaking.
a project manager for the Grammys does not know some of these Ghanaian songs. Charlie,
It's heartbreaking.
it's heartbreaking.
It's
So
heartbreaking.
Denta,
Meanwhile, we are here making quality songs, like
you get me?
really
Good
good.
You get me?
The Nigerians are
Oh,
coming from
the
us.
quality, me, I always believe that we've got talent.
Yeah.
But the quality,
I mean, the,
You know what,
the
actually-
quality of our songs is relative. I mean, she may be talking about, you know, content. and all that.
Exactly.
Others
Yeah.
may think our sound
the
quality.
sound,
The
Yeah.
sound.
quality,
You know,
yeah.
Yeah,
Because-
the sound.
I don't know if you paid attention to this. Stoneboy's
Therapy.
Yeah.
A jam.
When you listen to that song, especially on Apple Music, because of the lossless nature, you understand the quality
Yeah.
the Grammys are looking for.
Yeah.
But when you listen to the other songs, I'm not mentioning him. I came in peace, no violence.
And in that piece, we get to wrap it up.
So big ups to Denta. God bless her. More
Yeah, more
Yeah.
boost, more boost for us. We need lots of that.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they say that the numbers count. So one Denta is like 10 Nigerians.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know,
Yes.
so,
Yes.
But still, I believe that we've got lots of talent in this country. I know. See, we are not saying that Nigerian's music industry is perfect. On Twitter, if you follow them, you know that the hip
They
hoppers
have
in the
issues.
country are fighting.
They have
Afrobeat.
issues, crazy.
They've got issues, but they are focusing on where the money is coming from
Right.
Yeah.
and where to reach, the rest of the world. Thank you very much, Olele Salvador. He's
Pleasure.
an entertainment journalist with
Pleasure for
TV
having
joining
me.
us
Thank you,
today.
ladies. Thank you,
Yep.
ladies.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, yes. So this is where we bring an end to the show. I mean, director was like, wrap up. Yes, director, we are wrapping up. Yes. My name is Harriet Addy. And before you go, make sure you enjoy the rest of our programs. Do not change the channel. Esedwa.
Oh yes, my name is Esiodua Akumia, and you can follow me on IG at Mame with an I _ Esiodua. Thank you so much for tuning in with us.
Our star boy.
Yes,
Yeah.
Bessie Freddy and the Starboy on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. And also Olele Salvador. Follow me on Twitter.
Yes, Olele Salvador everywhere. Thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Olele Salvador.
Olele
Yes,
Salvador.
That's not my real name though, but yeah.
Oh, that's not your real name.
No, it's not. It's just my moniker, but my name is Emmanuel Kwame Sapon.
Wow. Emmanuel.
Yes.
So why Olele? Stop.
It's a long
Emmanuel.
story.
Yeah,
Next
Emmanuel.
time. Yes,
It's a long story. We'll do
I
some
have a
other time.
vendetta against
Do you
Emmanuel.
have something against Emmanuel?
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I'm here to change it. God bless your heart.
Okay, have a great day.